We've got a special guest today. Victor.
Oh, I don't know about special.
Kind of special. Victor is just like you guys. Victor went through the Putnam County school system. Victor grew up mission fun, graduated from Putnam County High School, continued his education at Northern Illinois University. He now works as a meteorologist, teaches meteorology. Real happy to have him here today, and I'm proud of the things that he's doing with his life and things. So hopefully, listen to his presentation. If you've got questions and things, just ask him. He'll answer and do the best he can. Victor?
Cool, thank you. It's great to be back. It's been 15 years since I've been in this building, and I essentially want to take you guys through what it's kind of like to be in meteorology and some of the careers that you can do in weather. So you can laugh, because this is me, 1998, and I probably sat somewhere, I think right in front of this anatomy. I probably sat right around in here, I think I can remember. So that's me in 1998. That's what I looked like when I was your age in 6th grade. And now, 2013, I'm now a professor of meteorology at College of DuPage up in Glen Ellen. So now I actually teach college students about careers in meteorology and some of the things that you can do. So one of the very first things that I kind of talk about when I give these sorts of presentations is that weather impacts everybody. Okay? And you can kind of see all of these pictures of disasters. We have tornadoes in the upper left that are very common in our location. We have drought. Some of the things that you don't think about are heat, cold, ice storms, hail, lightning. All of these things impact our day-to-day lives. And some industries are more interested in weather and things like that than others. But the bottom line is that everybody is impacted by weather. Okay? So specifically, everybody, right? We have agriculture sectors, we have pilots. Before they take off, right? You want to fly somewhere nice and warm to go for vacation. You have to get in an airplane, right? Unless you're going to drive long distances. But even if you're driving, you want to know what the weather's going to be like along your trip in case there's a lot of snow, right? You're going to have to pull over and spend the night somewhere in a hotel. So pilots are very interested in what we have to say in terms of weather forecasts, and obviously agriculture, right? A lot of the world's, we kind of live in something called the Corn Belt around here, and farmers are really interested in agriculture. They want to know what their crop yields are going to be like, and if we're going to have enough food to feed the world. And this year, or last year, we've had something called a very bad drought, and it has impacted our yields. So prices of grain have gone up because there's less supply. So you actually should care about the weather, and I'll kind of show you why. So this was a very sad story. This happened 2 years ago in a town called Joplin, Missouri. Anybody heard of the Joplin, Missouri tornado before? So yeah, a couple of you. This was an apartment complex in Joplin before the tornado hit. So before the tornado hit, you can see these nice big buildings here, the cars parked in the parking lot. Okay, this is before the tornado went through. Look what happened. Look what Joplin looked like after. Okay, so I'll do that one more time. There's Joplin before. Okay, kind of keep an eye on this building right here. Right, so you can imagine the devastation and the very bad things that happened, and people were looking for shelter, for food, right? After this tornado hit, it's the response effort to some of these things is very eye-opening. And we had an event like this not too long ago around here. We had a tornado that went through Streeter and Magnolia. We had a tornado that, before that, in 2004, actually hit the Putnam County High School. It went through Granville and did quite a bit of damage and caused some fatalities, unfortunately. But we see these things impact our lives every single day. Okay, I picked this image. Does everybody know where that is?
Max.
Max, probably now in 7th grade, I'm assuming. He was giving the weather, and it was on YouTube, and I found it. And I said, wow, this is really good. This is really cool. This is the idea of you're going forward through your career, you're looking for something to do, and you're actually going to study the weather. Right? How cold fronts move, how warm fronts move, how temperatures change through time. This morning we had snow. It wasn't a very good forecast, but we had snow. So getting up and participating and doing some of these things, you can really get a really cool kind of career out of this. And if you like meteorology, you like to be keep a weather diary or something like that, it's a really neat career to be in. So what do we do? Well, you can be a TV weathercaster. You have a nice pretty face, and you'd like to be on TV. You can be a TV weathercaster. In the top left, have you ever seen Chuck Collins before on Channel 25?
No.
There's Chuck. giving a weather briefing. Here's me by Jim Cantori of the Weather Channel. So he actually is one of their on-air meteorologists. And then here's me and one of my friends from the University of Georgia kind of joking around behind the Weather Channel desk before they were going live. But the idea is that you can get on and you can brief the general public about giving weather forecasts. So you can tell them what tomorrow's temperature is going to be, if it's going to rain, if it's going to snow. And you get education. People teach you how to, I'm one of these people that teach you how to do this. Okay? So there's us in front of the Weather Channel. So this broadcast meteorology or being on TV is one of these things that you can do. You can also be a forecaster. Now to you, this looks like a map with a bunch of pretty colors on it and lines. Huh? What is it? Anybody know what that is?
Radar.
It's kind of a radar map. Yeah, sure.
Are they front lines?
Yeah, they're front lines. Okay? So here we have something called a warm front. You probably learned about a warm front. We actually have a dry line and a cold front together, and we can see where the jet stream's coming through, and this kind of area that's all shaded in and dark on the map, you can imagine this is where all the weather is going to happen. And you can kind of see that area coincides with this little image down here, where the red dots are tornado reports, the blue dots are wind reports, and the green dots are baseball-sized hail or larger. Okay, so really large hail. And what you can do is you can plot some of these things on the map if you learn how to draw cold fronts and warm fronts, and you can actually forecast where these events are going to happen, which is really neat. Because if you know where this is going to happen, you can help save lives and get people out of the way. Okay? The other aspect of this is just teaching, doing research, teaching other people about the weather. So this is kind of where I fall. I fall in this broad category of making websites. I do research, I teach, I go do interviews on TV, I write research papers, I make websites. We actually even go storm chasing. So we actually go after the storms, try to put probes in front of these storms and to study them. And then if we get better knowledge about what they do, we can help save lives and we can help people and make their warning systems better. So everybody know what a tornado watch is? Okay. What's a tornado watch? How's a tornado watch different from a warning? Sure. Good. Go ahead.
A tornado watch is like you see the funnel, you want to make sure that like you see the funnel, and a tornado warning is just watch out.
It's a little bit different. Can somebody give me a better definition of a watch? Yeah, sure.
It's the right weather for it?
Absolutely. So a watch means conditions are favorable for the development of tornadoes. A tornado warning is
It's where you have actually seen the tornado.
the tornado has actually been spotted. So a warning is much more serious than a watch, but when you have a watch, you want to start paying attention to the weather conditions. Okay? Again, this is my area. I kind of do the research area. So we kind of focus on looking at the conditions favorable. We're getting advanced lead time forecasts out to people. Okay? And again, there's me again in front of the Weather Channel giving a presentation at the Weather Channel in Atlanta. So, you want to become a meteorologist. What should you do? Okay? You actually like weather. You think this is interesting. The very first thing you can do is very simple, is take pictures. Okay? Go outside, you see cool clouds, snap pictures. Keep them in a weather diary. Okay? Start logging the temperature, right? Go outside. What's the temperature today? It's really cold today, right? 20-something? Write down the low, write down the wind speed, write down the wind direction. Keep a weather diary. That's what I used to do. My mom actually brought this out, and it was rather funny after she showed it to me after many years. Study hard in math and science classes. Okay? How many people like science? Yes, everybody, raise your hand, because science is cool. Right? Science is great. Study hard in your science classes, because these science classes give you the foundation for going forward in your career when you have to start learning about really advanced things like upper-level jet streams and wind shear. Okay? When you start learning about that stuff, all your science background that Mr. Slingsby is teaching you, and the other science teachers here, when you go through high school, are going to help you out. Okay, so study hard in your science classes. Here's something that you may want to write down, or just remember when you go home. There's an online school for weather called Jetstream. Okay, you can actually go and you can quiz yourself. You can look at maps. You can go through old forecasts and try to make your own forecast and see how well you do. If you're interested in doing that, you can visit the Jetstream. Catch as many TV weathercasts as you can. Watch the Weather Channel if you like weather. Okay? Watch Chuck Collins down at Channel 25. Watch some other TV weathercasters. See how they give the weather. See what they talk about. See what's important. And then, when you think a big event's going to happen, like coming up this weekend, does anybody know what's forecast to happen this weekend?
Rain.
Rain? What else?
It's supposed to be messy on Sunday.
Messy. I like that. The wintry mix, right? We're actually looking at a possibility for a big freezing rain event coming up this weekend. So where the rain actually falls as liquid droplets and then it freezes on contact to the surface and causes really bad travel problems. So freezing rain, again, this goes into the severe weather event. This is coming up this weekend, so you can check that out. Okay? All we really did for that was basically take a bunch of pictures and then put them into a large flipbook animation so you can see everything in fast forward. Now when you go outside and you look up, you never see that, right? Because everything happens so slow. When you put it in fast forward, everything makes more sense. Now, do you guys have any questions about what we do in forecasting, what the weather's like, how to become a meteorologist, what you have to do? Sure.
So what's the difference between satellite and radar?
So radar is actually mounted on the ground. Satellite's in outer space, and the radar at the surface will actually send out electromagnetic pulses that hit raindrops, and then it comes back. And the radar listens for that. And then the amount of, essentially the power that is returned from the raindrops, we can put it on a map like that and actually get those reflectivity values that we see. So whenever you see those hot reds on the radar, that means a lot of power is being returned. So
Teresa Gallup to the office, please. Teresa Gallup.
Do you get the information like an hour after?
I get it whenever you guys get it. So basically, as soon as the government gets that data, they're beaming it to the satellite and they're giving it to everybody. So everybody has all of the information. It's just some people act on it faster than others. So.
We were learning about cold fronts and warm fronts like earlier.
You were learning about warm fronts and cold fronts? There you go. So I think one thing that you can always remember is that in April and May, whenever there's a warm front in Illinois, watch out. Because a warm front in Illinois in April and May is a really good indicator that there's probably going to be tornadoes close. So we always watch for those situations in Illinois. Yes, sir?
What's the difference between altostratus cloud and cumulonimbus?
Where they form in the atmosphere. So an altostratus forms at mid-levels. A cumulonimbus has large vertical development. A cumulonimbus, all those clouds that we were watching, those are all cumulonimbus. Every single one. Yep, because I just started. I probably will still be there. Okay. Any other questions about meteorology in general? You think being on TV would be a cool job?
Yeah, pay a lot.
Yeah, if you get into the right... Anybody know Tom Skilling? Everybody ever heard of Tom Skilling? Yeah. Nice to see y'all.